What's the most you ever lost on a coin toss?
Sir?
The most you ever lost on a coin toss?
I don't know. I couldn't say.
Call it.
Call it.
Yes.
For what?
Just call it.
So this week you gave me No Country for Old Men to watch, which I'm sure many of you know, by the Coen brothers. Was very surprised that I hadn't seen it before.
So was I.
To be honest, I'm not going to be saying anything new. It's fantastic.
Was it what you expected?
Yes and no, actually. Because obviously the Coens, they always kill it. Whenever you give them like a Western or like, you know, a small town kind of story, they absolutely crush it. But the thing that I actually was not expecting with it, and this is what stood out to me the most, is the lack of any score.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was an aspect going in.
Yeah.
And I just found that such a smart choice.
Yeah.
Because this is a very brutal, very dark story, I guess, showing the ugliness of humanity. And the fact that there was no score whatsoever, really like dictating like our emotions, like, sometimes a film score can. I loved that because it just allowed me to fucking soak in the atmosphere.
I think
how
that's
bleak
what
this
makes
world is that they're showing.
I think that's what makes. I do love Fargo. I do absolutely love Fargo. But
I haven't seen it, by the way.
I think that
which is bad.
I think that's what makes this their best movie, because I see it as quite separate from their other films, and I think maybe that might be the primary factor because of that, because it's such a quiet movie. And I think it's directed differently in many ways to their other films. Like,
No Country for Old Men compared to Fargo,
compared to their other back catalogue. Yeah. I think it's quite distinct, and I feel like they've deviated a little bit in this movie, in just in the sense that just the lack of comedy and just the close,
just the lack of like intricacies, and I mean that in a good way. It's a very simple story.
It is
very clear cut.
It was surprising to me that it was the Coen brothers in an unusual way. Like, not in the sense that I didn't think that they could pull it off, but I mean, this was like a Best Picture winner, and I mean, just that the serial killer character.
Oh my god! Wow. I mean, I'm just gonna say it.
Yeah.
Like Javier Bardem, just scary motherfucker, and horrendous trim. I mean, that added to it. His fucking hair, man.
Yeah.
That trim is horrendous, but God, it's so terrifying. I don't think I'm ever going to flip a coin again.
He's one of,
What did you lose on a coin toss?
That's one of my favourite fucking scenes in a movie.
Oh, man.
So weird, so intense, and yet so quiet and like, so strange. And I think the guy in the motor shop as well, the guy who's
the old man.
He's also fantastic.
Yeah.
When he's like, what did you mean by that? You don't know what you're saying, do you? Sorry, sir? And it's like,
well, I don't know, sir.
You can see, that's better.
Yeah,
I don't know, sir. And you can clearly see it in his face how fucking
he
terrified
is fucking terrified. He's like, shit, is this it for me?
Yeah. And just he puts like this like packet on the table, and you can hear like the rustling of, like, you can hear the ambience.
Yeah,
that's what I love personally about the movie so much, and like what you said, the lack of score. You can just really get the atmosphere of the movie.
Oh no, definitely.
Yeah.
And it's interesting, coming back to how you think it's the way they directed it was quite different. I do definitely agree with that, because when we think of the Coens, we associate them with a lot of dialogue, very not complex dialogue, but they're talky.
Yeah.
Talking films, and this film is very quiet, very subtle.
I associate them a lot with a kind of twisted, dark comedy that isn't quite as serious as intense and kind of thematic. Like they all have themes.
They always have themes, absolutely.
But this has a very dark, distinct, kind of more gritty, cynical theme, which is just what makes it stand out so much.
It's conveyed like simply, but it's like it's sometimes you can do a lot with a little. Not say that there's a little. It's just it's bare bones.
Yeah.
It's very like it. It's I don't know. It's very classic old Hollywood storytelling in that way.
Yeah, and just a spoiler. What did you think about the way they did the? Obviously we're following the protagonist, and then sort of towards the end of the movie, we just don't see him because
he ggets fucking
he gets killed off, and we don't see what happened, and it's just such a weird jar.
Yeah, no, that caught me off guard. But I think it adds to the theme, showing you how miserable the world is. Really. It's cynical. And another aspect we've got to talk about is, of course, just the legend, the goat Deakins.
Oh yeah,
God,
fantastic.
But what else can I say? The cinematography is it's beautiful.
I think that's also what makes the movie stand out so much is him.
Like all those wides, all those establishing shots.
So fucking beautiful.
drenches you in the atmosphere.
So effortlessly beautiful.
yeah,
as well.
yeah,
You know, in a
He
way
just-
that doesn't.
he kills it every time. I'm not saying anything new there.
That's what Deakins is like.
Yeah.
His look is, it doesn't impress itself onto the movie. It's subtle, and yet it stands
Yeah.
out so much in such an effortless way.
It's not showy.
Yeah, exactly.
It's subtle, and then it becomes more impactful
Mm-hmm.
because he's just kind of letting
Yeah.
the location, the world, breathe
Yeah,
and envelop the audience into that.
yeah, exactly.
But actually, a standout moment for me, and I don't know if the scene is as heavily cited, is after he kills those three guys in the motel, and then it holds on him, looking through the vents.
Oh,
closing the door and whatnot. You know,
Yeah.
he was rummaging around the room.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know which bit I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And I found that quite effective because they're taking a moment to show just how kind of clinical a serial killer can be.
Yeah.
How this is just nothing for him.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
just so matter of fact about it.
Yeah.
So that was a small moment, but that really stood out for me.
He shoots someone, and then he just sits on the edge of the bed and just kind
Yeah,
of wipes
yeah,
the blood
yeah.
off of his shoes. You know?
Yeah.
And when he shoots Woody Harrelson, that's one of the best scenes ever because
Yeah.
you don't see it; you just stay on him.
And I found his character quite interesting because he's thrown in quite late into the story.
Yeah.
But weirdly, I don't know, he makes quite an impact. I don't know, I think it's because Woody Harrelson is just one of those faces
Yeah.
that always sticks with you. I found his character
agree.
weirdly stuck with me.
I think
despite-
it's his dialogue.
Yeah, oh yeah.
As well.
And
He's
also
he's
quite-
just like, you're a monster.
Also,
you know?
his dialogue, I wouldn't say it's comedic, but it's kind of light compared to everything else.
Yeah.
Because he's a bit more playful and sarcastic. So it was interesting they had him in there.
Yeah, I absolutely love this movie. Every time I go back to it, I notice other things,
Yeah.
and I kind of just enjoy it more and more because I understand it. It's a kind of movie that I'd say, particularly because of the ending, you need to kind of go back and think about a little bit more because a lot of people, initially when they watch the movie, they don't like the ending. Because they're just a bit like,
oh, where's the resolution?
where's the resolution?
Oh,
But
like, what happened?
I fucking love that monologue at the end where he's talking about his
Yeah.
dream. You could pick
yeah.
that apart so much,
Yeah.
and it's just,
Yeah.
man, it's like,
And it's one of those things that maybe doesn't hit you until a couple of minutes
Yeah.
after, and you've just sat with it. And you just go, oh shit, okay.
but
Right.
people were just focusing on,
Yeah.
they're focusing too much on what the protagonist was doing, and then just at the end, it's just like we don't see him again. It's like all of a sudden we're focusing on these other characters. Like you say, where the fuck is the resolution? But man,
Yeah.
it was all intentional, and it all evokes a certain kind of emotion.
And just going back to the performances, I think the Coen brothers are also great at casting side characters and bit
Yeah.
parts. Like the old man at the gas station. But I love the lady in
Yeah.
the motel.
Oh yeah,
Where is he? I'm telling you, I don't know where he is. I can't give that him. I loved her.
Did you not hear me?
Did you not? I loved her,
She's
man.
great. She's so good. And he was so close to killing her. I love
Yeah.
those moments where,
Yeah.
for example, the coin flip. People don't realize how fucking close they were to being murdered at that point. They brushed past with it and I loved throughout the film you see, and it cuts away from, you don't necessarily see him
But
killing.
how he killed.
killing
Yeah. Oh
them.
man, it just
With the
adds-
guy with the chickens in the end of his
Yeah.
truck, and he's just like, "What did you say?" And then it cuts away, and you know what he
Please
did.
clear out of the truck.
Yeah. Please, can you
So
take the
creepy, man.
chickens out
And
of the truck?
another thing I liked about wasn't it Anton Chigurh?
Yeah.
Is that what he's called? Yeah. Is that they give you just enough information about him.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need to know a ton about this guy. It's just he's a murderer. That is it.
Yeah.
Because some people might be like, oh, I want to know his backstory. I want to know where he comes from.
Yeah.
Fuck that, man. That's the most frightening entity, especially
Yeah.
in the horror genre as well.
The unknown.
We don't know what caused this guy to become such a psychopath. Makes him so fucking terrifying.
And what's his name? Javier
Javier
Bardem just embodies it so
Yeah.
fucking well. You know that scene where he's strangling that person on the floor?
Oh, you talk about right at the beginning.
Yeah, and
yeah.
it's-
Oh my god, no, his
shoe-
eyes, man.
His shoes are squeaking on
Yeah.
the floor, and he's just like,
Yeah.
that was all improvisation as well.
Oh no way.
Yeah, he just did
crazy.
that on camera. Yeah, he just
That's
embodies
insane.
it so fucking well.
And also his physicality as well. I love his little limp. He kind of walks a bit like Frankenstein.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
you know.
He's literally one of the most talked about serial killer characters in
Yeah.
movies, and yet he's so, like you say, it's so kind of there's not much lore or
There's not
context
much to
behind
him. No, really.
It's just a fucking deranged, horrible, fucked up, twisted character, and yet it's just the betrayal of him is just it's so beautiful. I absolutely love it.
I liked it. So you can die happy. I liked it.
I'm glad you liked it. I would have been very, very, very surprised if
Yeah,
you didn't
yeah,
like
yeah.
it. I thought maybe you might have an issue with the ending, but you understand it, which is which is great. I also like the girlfriend character as well.
Oh, yeah.
Or the wife or whatever.
Yeah, no, she was good. Yeah, no, she's actually, she was the girl in Train Spotting.
Yes, she was.
Yeah, Kelly MacDonald. No,
Why are
it's
you
cool to see her.
doing this?
Like, it's got an 8.2 out of 10 on IMDb. People absolutely love this movie, but not
Let's
everyone
see.
does, and I want to hear what people have to say about it. This is from Nadja. Boring and disappointing. I hated it. It's the first time I've had to say that Tommy Lee was not in a good movie.
What are you on about?
It did not feel that the character development was good for anyone but Llewellyn and his wife. You really got to know and like Llewellyn, and then abruptly he's gone, yeah. And we didn't see enough of his wife. Tommy Lee's performance was fine, but he was hard to understand most of the time. Okay,
Strong accents.
he's got a strong accent.
Very strong.
But I kind of dig that about movies where they don't care about that. They
immerse
the characters
you in
speak
that
the way
world.
they should.
Yeah, like honestly, and just interject. When I'm watching that film, I feel like I'm in like 80s Texas
Yeah.
in the Deep West.
It's authentic
Like,
to how
in
they
there.
speak.
I'm in like the soup, you know.
Just put the subtitles on. I also noticed that a lot with The Witch is a film that stands out to me a lot. I don't know if you remember, but the dialogue in that movie.
Oh yeah, because it's like this New England like dialect. The kind of
Yeah, but he studied.
I mean, to be fair, I could see people having that problem with The Lighthouse. Like,
Yeah, The Lighthouse as well,
Like
yeah.
Willem Dafoe and Robert Pattinson, but they're like, what?
Yeah,
What?
especially for Americans.
That's
like-
a strong accent.
Yeah,
that he
but I
has.
love that about movies because
Yeah.
it's so bold and
Yeah.
So that's just kind of like a bullshit thing, but I kind of understand it. What's with Woody's character? Why was it even a part of the movie? It didn't really add anything to it. They could have left out all the scenes with the guy who hires him, and it would have not changed the movie. Anton has no redeeming qualities.
He's not meant. what redeeming qualities? Sorry, what film were you watching here?
Why can't I like Anton? I want to like him. He's quite boring as a character. All in all, I was very disappointed with a movie that got so many accolades.
Yeah, I think this person just can't take if some things, bit boring, bit depressing,
yeah,
and also a bit ambiguous. They don't like ambiguity,
yeah.
I guess.
No, that person wants answers. Extremely overrated. This is by Etz Jelta. Had great promise first half of the movie, and then it started a jet-fueled
Wow,
hule.
I've never heard anything phrased like that.
I love
like,
people's
ever.
wording on IMDb. It's
jet-fueled
so
hule.
interesting. A jet-fueled hule towards rock bottom. But it didn't exactly hit rock bottom. It actually made a big
What?
crater on the impact, and by doing that, it went beyond rock bottom.
Wow.
This guy did well at English language. This movie was solemnly created for people who either consider themselves intellectual and belong to the elite critics.
But-
Do not watch this 2-hour, endlessly long movie. Well, it's 2 hours, so it does end. You will have a better time spending those 2 hours looking into the sun with no protection. I love this person. Fair play. That's a
We should
fantastic.
buy him on the podcast, man.
That's a fantastically written
Yeah,
review.
no, it's a great review. But like the middle half,
Yeah.
I think that's complete nonsense because it's not like, this film isn't over intellectual.
It's simple.
It's just good, simple, complex storytelling.
Yeah.
That's it. Just because it's slightly simple and subtle.
Fuck a movie having like
Exactly.
themes that you have to unpack and not be completely.
I mean,
surface
we are
level.
we are talking like a bunch of film bros right now.
We
but,
are
like,
film bros.
Yeah, exactly. But that wasn't pretentious. Whatever.
No, not at all. Crajo.
Unreality. Wow, that's a strong sentence.
Like so many other. What the hell does that even mean, unreality? This is such a reality kind of film. Like so many others, I went to see this movie based on the good reviews and high score on IMDb. None of my friends have seen it, so I got no warning of what was in store. Everything here is in my opinion. I brought it on the...
What?
Yeah, cheers, mate. The movie starts out well. I was impressed with the style, camera work, and down-to-earth choices the characters made. This lasted as long as there were no dialogues, though. From that point on, I started to feel uneasy. Things just didn't connect. I started to notice how unreal the whole setup was and how illogical the story worked. In the end, I felt that there was no conclusion or ending at all because I couldn't figure out why anything really happened or ended and what the motivations of the characters were. Interesting. Totally wrong. But interesting. I didn't see it as illogical at all. And a standout scene for me as well which is one of the most intense, like under your skin scenes, is when just Llewellyn's character is hiding in that hotel.
Oh yeah.
And you can hear him creeping along in the tracker, and you can hear it beeping as he's getting closer and closer, and you can hear the footsteps, but you're only seeing it from Llewellyn's point of view, and you can see his shadow underneath the door. Oh my god, fucking great. And you know why? Because there's no music whatsoever. All you can hear is just the ambience of the scene, and that's what really heightens your senses. If there was any music in that scene, it just would have detracted from it.
Because they're not there telling the audience, you must be scared for
They
him.
don't need
We fucking
music.
know that. The stakes have been established.
Yeah, they know they
He's
don't
been
need
hunted
music
by
in
this
that
absolute
scene.
psychopath. I think we know we're meant to be scared for him.
Yeah. That's what makes it so good. So yeah, let's have a look at one more. I'm going to look at a midway review and see what they have to say.
What are we going for here?
We'll give
5
it-
stars.
Yeah, 5 out of 10. Halfway into this movie, I was still positively upset that this was probably going to be the first time I would ever actually enjoy a Coen movie. We all like what we like, but none of their prior movies, and I did see them all. Did anything other for me than bore or annoy. Of course, I should have known better, because the very reason the Coen productions annoy me is that none of their movies take place on Earth. No Country for Men turned out to be no exception, far from it even. Somewhere in a parallel universe, there is a blue little ball of
I
mud.
love this guy.
What is this person talking about? Is this...
I love him.
I feel like
It's
every
fucking weird.
single reviewer on IMDb just got fucking so stoned. So somewhere, listen to what they're saying, right? Somewhere in a parallel universe, there is a little blue ball of mud and water that looks very much like our own planet. The difference between our world and this one is a difference in certain laws of logic. On planet Earth, as I know it, if a dude in scene 1 would tell a dying Mexican to go fuck himself when he's asking for water, walking away with $2 million with no expression on his face, he would probably not have problems with his conscience a couple of hours later, only to fill up a canister of water and go back in remorse. In my world, if a cop...
On your world? What's this guy on about?
I thought the world, so this is your world now. On my world, if a cop would be killed, there would probably be a thorough investigation, even in Texas. But not in the world of the Coens. If a man with a funny hairdo would walk up...
True.
What do you-
Valid. Funny hairdo. That's true. Shit trim, Anton. Shit trim.
I thought you were
agree.
talking about the investigation. No, the hairdo's true. I'll give him that. Would walk around a town or a motel with a 90-inch hand cannon with a strange aluminum front. People on Earth would call the police. But not on planet Coen. Yeah, but the whole point is that the world is not busy. Like, there's not people around all the time. And that's what makes it so eerie and unnerving.
They've said it in a fucking desolate, like, small town or, like, small
Yeah.
towns and whatnot.
Yeah. The list goes on, filling up a roll of toilet paper if one would take the time. Who are these people? And there you have it. Where in normal films one is required to suspend some disbelief, in this movie you'd have to let it slide altogether. And that is exactly where the movies for me quit to entertain. They annoy more than they amuse, even through set designs, acting and cinematography are almost always on par with any quality or movie or even above. Jesus. And like this, wasn't enough to cast serious doubt on this production, but they put in a terrible anticlimax of an ending, dared but ultimately flawed and annoying.
Spoiler start.
Spoilers, how they expect to get away with showing a movie for 1.5 hours, closely following the protagonist and having him being killed off screen in a 12-second scene. Yeah, like I was saying, a lot of people do have issues with that. It's beyond me. Spoiler end. Brilliant. And since when is mumbling some cod philosophical verbal diarrhea a good replacement for closure in a movie which desperately needed some sensible conclusion? I know that the entire theatre I watched this movie with felt exactly the same about this. I know it. I just bloody know it. Everyone was going, huh? This is it. Or started apologising for picking the movie to the people they were with, or even started arguments with employees of the theatre. Everyone felt unanimously cheated, and this set against the incredible high praise this movie has received makes absolutely no sense. If I had to judge the people based on the first half of it, it would have scored a 7.5 in my book, because it was all delivered convincingly and graciously enough, a bit meandering at times. But such a lousy and unsatisfying ending should not go unpunished, especially in the reviews of the movie critics who write their reviews for the moviegoers and not for themselves, nor their peers, nor the Coen brothers. Yeah, that kind of basically just encapsulates perfectly what the people who who just
don't like this film.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The issues that they're explaining is true and real, and what a lot of people did experience. It's just kind of like a rug pull at the end that just really makes them feel disoriented and cheated in a really bad way. But what I'll say is that why the fuck can't a movie do that? Who's to say that movies can't do that sort of thing and change things around? Why are people so scared of like deviating from formulaic storytelling? Like, why does it have to be so conventional in the sense that we need a conclusion? Well, go and watch a movie that has a conclusion, like that feels narratively coherent in a well-rounded formulaic sense. There's plenty of movies out there that do that, and we need more movies.
Yeah. But I
that
think most
muck
important-
around and change it around, and there is a purpose to it.
Yeah,
you know,
I think and the most importantly, this film, like, it earns it. I think it earned.
100%.